Hello and welcome to our spring book talk. My name is Michelle and I work for Booksource's collection development team. Booksource is the leading provider of classroom libraries for school districts and teachers across the country. Working in the collection development department means I work closely with our publisher partners and I get to review new and soon to be released titles. I also help curate the collections you see on our website and in our catalogs. Today I'll be sharing with you some of our new favorite titles from the new budget-friendly bestsellers catalog. This catalog has collections for preschool through high school, and every collection is priced right around $100, making it easy to fit into almost any budget. The first book I'll be sharing with you today is My Green Day, 10 Green Things I Can Do Today. This picture book helps relate the concepts of eco-responsibility and going green in an appropriate way for the youngest audience. Each two-page spread has an action item or activity that can easily be reproduced in most homes or classrooms. The succinct and brief text makes it a great read aloud, and it can help jumpstart conversations about what students are already doing to help the environment, if they're doing any of the activities listed in the book, or if they're doing things that aren't mentioned that they want to share with their classmates. A lot of pages have this small text, as you can see here on the left side of the screen. This just provides more information to help support why the ideas mentioned in this book are important and how they can really help. Next is Poppy and Sam and the Mole Mystery. This picture book introduces the graphic novel format to younger readers. In this book, Poppy and her friend Sam help their friend Snuggles the mole find his glasses. During the book, they make their way through their garden home, questioning other creatures, finding new objects, but unfortunately no glasses. These beginner mysteries help model problem-solving skills, and they help students develop their predicting and inferring skills. The illustrations are also just really cute, and there's a lot of visual interest on every page. Mindy Kim is a new emergent reader series. Mindy's mother has recently passed away, and she and her father have moved to a new town for a fresh start. Mindy is 7 years old and she's starting a new school, and she's dealing with some very relatable issues like how does she make new friends, how does she deal with her changing home life, and more. The book also talks about some of Mindy's Korean traditions, which can be fun for students who might not be familiar with those. These books are designed to help students who are transitioning from very easy emergent readers to more complex chapter books. They're a little longer with more text on the page, but there's still plenty of black and white illustrations throughout. You can see that the supporting cast of characters is pretty diverse, and every book in the series is told from Mindy's point of view. Cub is a graphic novel for middle grade. This is historical fiction set in the early 1970s against the background of the Watergate scandal. Cindy is 12 years old and she is just starting 7th grade. Again, she's dealing with some pretty relatable issues, changing friendships, some bullying at school, as well as questions about herself. What does she want to do? Where does she want to go with her life? Cindy also really likes to write, and she earns an internship at a local newspaper where a female reporter takes her under her wing and helps mentor her. Cindy learns a lot about what it takes and what it means to be a journalist. She also learns how to assert herself and how and when to question authority. And along the way, she makes a lot of mistakes, but she uses those as learning opportunities and eventually becomes more confident with herself. My Year in the Middle is another historical fiction. This novel is set in 1970 in Red Grove, Alabama. Lou Oliveira is a 6th grader. She's the daughter of Argentinian immigrants. Blue School has been desegregated for just about a year, but there are still a lot of unwritten rules in her school and community. There are separate spaces for Black students and white students, and Lou, who identifies with neither, sits in the middle row in her class, very literally straddling the boundaries between both groups. Lou is also a passionate and talented runner, and she wants to make friends with a fellow runner, new student Belinda, who is one of a group of Black students who have transferred to Red Grove after desegregation. But tensions are high in her school and Lou's community, and she soon has to choose between following the status quo and just staying with her group of white friends, or standing up for her new friends and what she really believes. I'm Okay is contemporary middle grade fiction. Oakley is the son of Korean immigrants. His father has recently passed away and his mother is struggling financially. Oak is determined to earn money to help support his mother, and he starts a braiding business for the girls at school. Oak is dealing with some pretty heavy issues. He's dealing with bullying and racism at school. His mother is contemplating whether or not she should start dating the deacon at their church. The topics are heavy. They talk about death and grieving, imagining a new family structure, the racism Oak deals with every day, and more. Although the topics are pretty heavy, they're handled with a lot of heart and some really fun humor, and Oak is a very charming and interesting protagonist. His Hideous Heart is an anthology of 13 retellings of some of Edgar Allan Poe's most famous stories and poems by some of today's hottest young adult author. The new stories are diverse and just as dark and spooky as Poe's originals. This book contains not only the new stories, but also Poe's originals, and so comparisons can be made between the two. The stories can be read in tandem, or any story in this collection can be read and enjoyed on its own. This book can also serve as a creative writing prompt, encouraging students to choose a piece of classic literature and retell and rewrite it for a modern audience. It also helps reinforce the idea that classic literature really can be timeless. And finally, we have the Ables. High schooler Philip has just found out he's a guardian, one of a group of people with superpowers who help protect humanity. Philip's power is telekinesis, and he starts a new high school for superheroes. Philip is also blind, and he's put in a special class with kids with other disabilities. These kids are harassed, bullied, and even threatened by their fellow students, but they band together to become friends, and they name themselves the Ables. Together, they work on their powers, using them to help them overcome their disabilities and even use them to their advantage. When a new evil threatens the world, the Ables are amongst the first to sense it and lead the charge against it. As I mentioned earlier, all of these books and so many more can be found in our new budget-friendly bestsellers catalog. This catalog is our first completely digital catalog, and it's completely interactive. Give me just a second. I'm going to share my screen with you so I can show you how to find and navigate the catalog. First, you want to go to the booksource.com homepage and then scroll down until you see the Request a 2020 catalog icon right here. Click here, and this will take you to our new catalogs page. Again, scroll down until you see the budget-friendly bestsellers here in the purple, and click Open Catalog. From here, you can navigate to any page in the catalog, and by going to the table of contents, you can see that all of the collections for every grade are listed. If you want to see all the collections for any grade, just click on that grade, and it will take you to the pages for all of those collections. If you want more information on any of the collections, just click on the collection title, and that will take you to the Booksource webpage for that collection, where you can view more information about it and the titles it contains. If you're curious about a specific title, all you need to do is click on that title, and again, it will take you to the Booksource webpage for that title. Here you'll find information such as author and illustrator information, any leveling information we have about that book, the synopsis and description of the book, and so much more. If you're interested in purchasing one of these collections, just click on the shopping cart icon next to the collection, and it will automatically add that title to your shopping cart, as you can see here. This year's catalog contains new collections for preschool. It also contains new graphic novel and new books collections at every grade. And as I mentioned before, every collection costs right around $100 to fit any budget. If you have any questions about any of the titles or collections mentioned in this webinar or about the catalog in general, please feel free to contact us. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you so much.